Canon EOS T6i.
When you live with diabetes, progress is having your coffee like you like it, without an audience.
What's going on, everybody? So today I'm going to show you how you can connect your Canon T6i DSLR, or it's also called a 750D, directly to your TV using the HDMI port. Now, if you look on your T6i here, you can see that it says a HDMI out right here. This is a mini HDMI, okay? So basically what you need to do is get a cable that has one end is a mini HDMI like this, and the other end is a regular standard HDMI size. And I'll put the links below for this. And you can see the difference between the two. This mini part will connect into your camera, and this part will connect to the back of your TV or monitor. Also, what you can do too, if you already have a HDMI cable, basically if you have an HDMI cable like a standard HDMI cable where they're both the same size, you can buy one of these adapters here. This is like a HDMI mini adapter. Plug that into there and plug that into the TV. I'll put a link below where you can get this too. I got them both on all these cables from Amazon. So we're going to go ahead and connect this, and I'm also going to go over some issues where it's not showing no signal, okay? Because I had a lot of issues. I couldn't connect my camera to my TV at first, and then it was finally resolved. So I already hooked up my HDMI cable to the back, and the cable that I'm going to be using is the one that has the HDMI, the mini HDMI. So I'm just going to go ahead and plug that in here. And this TV here is actually the first time I'll be hooking this camera up to this TV. Okay, so we have it in right now, and then I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this camera on, and now I'm going to grab my remote. So here's my remote, then I'm going to click on source here. Yours might say input on your remote. We want to go to the correct HDMI port. So let me go there, and it's probably HDMI 3. Go there and press on enter. Oops, that screen mirroring, hold on. Where did it go? Okay, let me make sure my camera's on again. And now let me go back to source. Okay, HDMI 3, enter. Give it a second. Hopefully we're in business right away. Excellent. Okay, we are in business right now. Let me go ahead and pop on the viewfinder here. And why don't we do this? So you can see everything is in live view right now. Go all the way over. And let me just flip this viewfinder like this. Okay. Now you can see nothing's on the viewfinder here. Let's do this now. Let's go ahead and take some photos, okay? So let me just take a photo right here. Right there, let me take another photo and move over here. Take another photo of this. And let me show you the photos, and then we're gonna go over video, okay? So let me go back in the view of the pictures here, and you can see the photos here that I just took.
It's not helping me.
To up your game during live streaming or web conferencing? We've got some tips for you coming right up. What we thought we would do today is give you a few tips on how to take your web conferencing, your vlogging, maybe live streaming or even gaming situation, take your imaging up another level. To do this, you'll need a few things: a camera, a video capture device, and a video or web conferencing software. But why would we want to do this? Well, right now you can see I'm using the built-in camera on my laptop. And it's not the most pleasing view you can see. You also see everything that's going on in the background. As you can see here, this camera is set to not have a clean HDMI output. You can see all the text, exposure information, and autofocus brackets around my face, which is great when I'm taking pictures and filming video, but not so good when I'm live streaming. Next, we're going to need a video capture card. This camera is outputting through the HDMI, but we have to put that signal into our computer somehow. The video capture card that's easily found online can convert that signal from HDMI to USB. Now let's see how the camera looks with the HDMI out to the video capture card. You can see right now that there is no autofocus information or exposure information on the screen. That's because it's a clean HDMI signal going to the video capture card. You'll also notice a few other things about the image. One, it's a nice, soft, clean background. You'll notice that the background is blurred out. We're using the EOS RP, a full-frame imaging sensor here, with a 35mm f1.8 lens. Now, because we're shooting it with this camera, we can shoot a manual setting, and we can choose that f1.8, and it blurs out the background. You'll also notice that the camera will track my focus as I move. This is because we have eye and face detection running on the camera as well, something a built-in camera can't do.
I need a fucking capture card.
Hey, what's up YouTube? I'm going to show you a quick video on how to install your...
Now I've been getting lots.
Are you looking to improve your live stream, video conference, class, webinar, video call quality, and you don't really have a great webcam, or you're looking at the prices of capture cards on the market and being appalled by them like I am, because holy balls. Well, do you also have a Canon camera? Like this is my 6D Mark II I've had for a while. Canon has just officially released a beta utility which allows you to use your Canon DSLR and a couple other cameras as a webcam, which they've never done before. Your move, webcam manufacturers. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set it up and use it, as well as, some limitations it might have and things like that. Let's jump in. I'm EposVox, your stream professor, and today we're taking a look at Canon's EOS webcam utility for Windows beta. Now, it supports this list of cameras and nothing else officially, because you would download it on a per camera basis. So it doesn't have some of the older ones like a T5i or a 70D, but it does have a lot of the cameras, including the EOS R line, the 6D Mark II, which I have here, and even one of the PowerShot cameras I was interested in hearing. So you need a couple things to get started. You need your camera itself, which I have my 6D Mark II. You need a USB cable for your camera. You need to open up the little flap on the side and see which kind of USB cable you need. If you have a newer one like the EOS R or RP, you need a USB Type-C to Type-A cable, and then to use a USB 3.0 port on your computer. In the case of my 6D Mark II, it only has a mini USB port, so I'm just going to be using a mini USB 2.0 cable here. I don't have many of these left because nothing hardly uses them anymore. This one's really short, we'll make it work. And then of course you'll need some sort of tripod or whatever, and you'll want lighting so that your video looks good, because most cameras need proper lighting. So be it studio lighting or an open window, need some sort of lighting that actually makes you look nice on camera. If you're using a DSLR, you should hopefully know this already. So head on over to the link in the video description down below, which will take you to the overall page for the EOS webcam beta. And then you need to choose your camera from the list, be it the M50, M200, EOS R, a couple of the PowerShot cameras, or some of the Rebel or other EOS line. So for example, mine is the 6D Mark II. I'm going to click that, and then you go to the downloads page. You don't apply for an online survey. You find Canon EOS webcam beta for Windows, and go ahead and click download. It's going to give you a zip file. Go ahead and open that up in your favorite unzipping utility, or it'll just open in Windows by default. And then go ahead and double click on the EOS webcam utility installer. Next. I agree. Next. Next. Go ahead and get rid of my browser windows here. Wait for this to install. You may need to approve UAC prompts or whatever for admin access. There you go. Hit close. And now you must restart your computer in order to start using this. I know. It sucks. Alright. The next step once you've restarted your computer is to turn on your camera. Turn it on to movie mode, which for me is by setting it to manual and then setting it to movie instead of picture taking mode. plug in the USB cable to your camera and then to your computer. Again, if you're on a newer camera with USB Type-C, you do want to be using a USB 3.0 port on your computer. You'll see it pops up that it's detecting your camera and that it's installing it. You get a little notification for it. It is set up and ready. Now, if you want to add the Canon camera as your webcam for your desired streaming application, for example, I am using OBS Studio in this example, then go ahead and launch your software. Add a new video device. So in OBS, it'll be plus video capture device. I'm going to call this Canon 60 MKII for Canon 60 Mark II. Hit OK. And then from the devices list here, you choose EOS Webcam Utility Beta. So I would recommend leaving it on device default. You can choose custom, but then you only have two options and neither of them seem super desirable, and it's not cooperating with me manually typing in settings whatsoever. But it looks like it does 1024 by 576 at 30 FPS from my 60 Mark II specifically here. This may differ based on your camera. A USB 3.0 web or camera is going to support much higher quality modes. This is a USB 2.0 one. And then I would change color space to Rec 709. And for color range, I would leave on default because it's probably going to load in what's best for it. Give it a second here. And there we go. It has loaded in the result from my camera. I'm going to go ahead and fill the screen because it is lowering, like I said, loading a lower resolution. But we do have an image straight out of my Canon camera with dual pixel autofocus enabled. Doesn't look too bad. Obviously, my lighting's a little off because it's facing the wrong way, but that's fine. So something you may notice is my color isn't exactly right in this camera, and that's because I typically use a LUT. Now, if you're using OBS Studio specifically, you can actually use a LUT with your camera. So if you have it set to a specific color mode or whatever, and you want to modify it from there, in OBS, you can right click it, go to filters, and then under effect filters, click plus, apply LUT, and you can use .cube or .png LUTs. I click OK, and then find the LUT that I work with. And there we go. That's a little bit better. You will need, of course, to tweak your exposure and your white balance settings and all of that in order to best meet your current environment. There we go. That looks about right for me. And now we have a video feed with our camera coming in. Now, something you will notice in my instance specifically, it is not loading in audio. There's no audio coming through here. So I'm going to mute out this device. At least in OBS Studio, it does not seem to load any audio from your camera. And trying to choose a custom audio device, it does not look like the EOS Webcam Utility Beta registers an audio device at all. So there's nothing to choose from to get audio coming from this camera. You will have to use audio from an external source. So that's worth keeping in mind. A couple other limitations you might want to keep note of is it doesn't seem to work in the Windows camera app. So you can't use it for that kind of basic recordings. And I ran into an issue here with it not loading in Discord. I will try it again real quick here now that I know it's working in OBS. But using it in Discord, at least testing the preview, I'm getting a black screen. It's not compatible, but that's probably Discord not expecting what it's working with. We're going to try Skype here real quick. Okay, in Skype, for Skype, you click the three dots, go to settings, then go to audio video, and then under camera, of course, it doesn't show up at all. That's disappointing. So doing some testing with this in OBS Studio, there seems to be, of course, as expected, a slight delay coming from the camera to your audio in real time. However, the delay does not seem to be very significant. It actually seems totally fine and would be totally usable for a lot of sources. I am pretty annoyed that there's no audio coming in from the camera, so you can't like slap on a microphone and get audio that way. That will make the setup a little bit less convenient for a lot of people. And every once in a while, as I'm using this as a camera with USB 2.0, a camera with USB 3 will be much faster. But with my camera, I do get random like frame drops from time to time, and I am capped out at 30 frames per second. So would I recommend the Canon EOS Utility Beta to you for using with your stuff? Yes and no. Depending on which camera you have and its connection method and things like that, your experience will vary a little bit in terms of performance and quality. I think the quality from this is fine. It's passable, it's usable, it's an upgrade over webcams for sure, even if it's lower resolution than I would prefer. The problem comes in the application support. Even after rebooting, Discord doesn't seem to want to cooperate with the signal from it, and Skype won't detect it at all. So depending on which video calling or conferencing app, you may have trouble. Now, and the Windows 10 camera app won't even show it as either. Now, if you have a live streaming program like OBS, XSplit, Wirecast, and maybe vMix, the others prior to vMix at least will all most likely accept this fine and you won't have any issues. But programs that need like specific setups in order to approve cameras or anything like that are not going to recognize the EOS utility beta and kind of not work out for you. So I did just want to say that I completely applaud Canon for making this happen with basically a snap of their fingers, and they've probably been developing on this for the entire month that we've all been locked down in quarantine and what have you, to immediately just turn so many Canon cameras into webcams just like that. This really, I hope, lights a fire under the butts of webcam manufacturers, because this is what we've been asking for a long time, and it's only in beta. So the issues that I have run into can be improved upon, can be updated, can be fixed, and they can even add more support for other cameras as time goes. As with RTX voice and a lot of things that I have covered on the channel, a lot of companies are just getting this stuff out the door as quickly as possible to satisfy work from home people and give them options to work with. And it doesn't mean that they will stay in the state that they're currently in. So these, this app isn't, or this add-on isn't really in great shape IMO at the moment, but they will keep working on it and it will improve. So I give Canon huge kudos for actually doing this. This isn't something I would have expected. And I do hope that you temper your expectations that, again, it's just a beta. They're getting there, but do give feedback, and hopefully we'll see a lot more from this. And hopefully this does encourage webcam manufacturers to step it up, because Logitech's most recent offering was not up to par, IMO. And if you're looking for a camera for your live streams and this supports the app that you're using, you can get a Canon T6 or SL2 or what have you for significantly cheaper than a lot of the cameras I've been recommending, because they haven't been viable as streaming cameras before. So while it's still not the best experience and you have to weigh whether you're investing your money in the right options and things like that, again, keep an eye on the channel on Monday for more thoughts about this. This certainly opens the doors for a lot more of what you can do with these cheaper DSLRs. I would recommend picking one up if this is what you need. If you don't have a capture card right now or a camera that provides clean HDMI out, this is certainly an option that I would recommend you try out first. Another one is SparkoCam. I can make a separate video on that if desired. From what I've been able to tell, the results are mostly the same as this, so keep that in mind. But if you're looking for options, this is one such option, and so is SparkoCam. Hope this video was helpful for you. Get out there and make something awesome, or just chat with your friends or your classmates or your students or whoever you're working with. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more tech education. I will have a video coming next week about not overpaying for capture cards or cameras for streaming or what have you, and some alternative recommendations and just some thoughts to share. So keep a lookout for that on the channel. I'm Fox, your stream professor. I'll see you next time.
So, folks.
Now I've been getting...
Are you looking to improve your live stream video conference?
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy. It's becoming easier and easier to turn your DSLR or mirrorless camera directly into your webcam. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 different ways to connect a mirrorless or DSLR camera to your computer. Let's dive right in. The first way is by using a capture card. The second way is a direct connection via USB-C cable. And lastly, I'm going to show you how to connect.
If you own a... You are a new photographer... All the complicated... Have you ever wondered how to take...
We're going to take our camera from viewing, using our viewfinder, to going into live view. We'll touch the picture taking button up here at the top.
Hey, thanks for tuning